Oh, that was painful. That was, oh man. Was it worse than Orphan 55, right? That's always got to be, the question to be asked, right? Because that's the worst Doctor Who got. And fuck you, people who say the TARDIS Child was worse. The TARDIS Child was more damaging. But in terms of shit, Orphan 55, that was the worst. Was this worse than Orphan 55? Well, this seems to be the final mutation of queer Doctor Who. Something that has wall-to-wall queer people and only queer people. They're the only people in the universe. And this is, I think how people view it. I saw my mate Dan being slandered on Twitter by Ben Cook, right? Now, Dan is much more trans-friendly than I am. Like, I don't have a problem with you being trans. I have a problem with it being... what's the line? I believe trans is a kink, right? And I think I have trouble with trans being normalized because it's not. I think it's somebody's sexual acts, right? That's my belief. You have your belief that women can have penises. I have my belief that people saying that are in the midst of a sexual act, right? That's what it looks like to me. I don't know. I get it. It's an exercise. It just looks like they're getting off. I'm sorry. It looks like they're getting off on forcing you to pretend forcing you to pretend to lie, forcing you to lie knowing you lie. It's a real feeling of power, right? And I'm saying these are terrible people. And I figure, and that's like, the modern trans person. I think the normal trans person that we had, up until whatever it was, 10 years ago when things got crazy, they were fine. They would just sit down and be waved up the women's clothes. It was fine. There was no look at me. Oh, yeah, you all look closely at me. And you accept it? You all accept it? Oh, you're big. Don't just coexist. No. And it's got to be thrust, and I use that word unadvisedly, into every facet of existence, including and especially places where children are, right? Family entertainment, yes. So, yeah, I object to that, all right? And that's not saying, oh, you guys, dead trans people existing. I have no problem with them existing. I have no problem with, people who like to put those, weird leather dog masks on and, be fucked up the arse. If that's what you like, fuck it, enjoy it, baby. Right? I'm genuine. I have no problem. I have a problem with that happening in Tesco's. And then when you complain, you go, what's wrong with you, bigot? Right? Yeah. Just keep your adult sexuality in private. That's why you cannot have queer Doctor Who. You cannot have a queer family program. Oh, because being queerness incorporates very explicitly adult sexuality. Let's see if we find any. I think I moved the folder. Pride parades, right? Pride parades are disgusting. I'm sorry. They're just deeply immoral. I think I'll put it over here. 1 second. Let's have a look. Doink. I should have a folder. Oh, no, it's not there. Oh, I bet it's still here. Did I not move that? I thought I moved it. Where did I put it? Oh, man. Here. I'm sure it's over here. Here it is. Right here. Duh. Okay, something like this. Yeah. I think this is wrong and degenerate. I don't think I'm being hateful to them to saying, I think this is wrong and degenerate. Right? I don't think I like live and let live. Right? But let's have public decency. Right? It's not public decency. I'm sorry. Right? And I'm sorry to have to I'm sorry you forced the fucking issue. right? Nobody really want to have this conversation that like, no, you stepped over the line, right? No one really wanted you to have this conversation. You fucking issue. It's disgusting. I'm sorry. I think this is degenerate. I think this is queer life. And look, it's in the middle of the fucking street in literally broad daylight, right? How can you say there's like, you don't support that? This is what the queer world is, right? This is nothing about being gay. Fuck me. Most gay people are normal and like to have sex in private, right? I know. That just seems to be the way to go, right? There's some things you should do in private, right? Pee, if you can. Poo, definitely. Have sex. Display your sexuality. You should definitely do that in private, right? Somebody come downstairs. Dad, I can't right now.
I'm just taking the extension cord.
Oh, you got it? Good. Okay, very good. Thank you. Sorry, my daughter just came down so she can get an extension cord so she can charge her phone when she goes back to the military with her little fluffy dog, Lola, right? Who everybody loves Lola. Because Lola is a cute dog, let me tell you. Lola's a insanely cute dog. Oh, look, Lola's... I'm going to change topic for a second, right? Because, oh, God, Lola's so much better to talk about. Let me get you a picture of Lola. So she... okay, firstly, my daughter's been staying a few days because she got Lola fixed. Yeah, one second, let me get that picture. And I'm like, that's really, there's no real way in Jewish law that's okay, right? I mean, like, it's not my dog, it's not my business. So I'm like, oh, I don't like it. I mean, we had our own dog fixed as well, right? How do I get this picture? Oh, there is one. Hang on, and then there's this one. Doink. There you go. So this is over here now. Boomering everything. There you go. Doink and doink. That goes over here. Bit of Lola action. Okay, you're going to appreciate this aside. Let me tell you, it's better to do that. This degenerate shit. We went to doink. Share screen. Doink. That's Lola. Okay, that's Lola. So she's sort of on an Israeli army base now, and Lola's very popular because she's super friendly. Oh my God, she's teeny tiny as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? My daughter's kind of short. So she's had a little bit of surgery on her leg. That's why she's been here. Oh, I guess we got to talk to her again. Anyway, yeah, look. God bless you if you're the queer world, but like most of the world isn't. I don't know what to tell you. Most of the world isn't queer, and a lot of the world really finds it very, very offensive. I'm not saying I actually don't. I'll be honest with you, I really genuinely don't. You know I don't. But most of the world does. I mean, like last week we had an episode in where was it? Late Nigeria. Yeah, Shunagat will be thrown off a roof for this episode if he's there, right? Most of the world finds it deeply offensive, and I'm sorry that's the reality, but it's still reality. You know, I grew up in the 80s. When, I think the gay world was treated shittily over AIDS. I had no idea about it. I was a kid, right? If I was the person I am now then, I would have made a point, and I really believe I would have done, actually. I would have made a point to go to AIDS walls to just visit with people, because I think that's what they really needed, right? I think the religious world really missed the trick by not doing that, showing kindness at that moment. Right, and unconditional kindness, like saying, look, we're different, but you're a human being, you're suffering in pain and often alone, right? Yeah, I'm not denying that, right? I'm not in denial of that. I think, if you're gay, you should be able to live your life free, and however you want. And I'm a Bible thumper. I believe God, I think it's. I think the Bible is very anti-gay, very anti-queer. I don't think there's any real way around that, right? Again, but also, for me, I think theological thought is you're supposed to, not there's things that everybody does that the Bible frowns upon. I mean, look, honestly, if you're Jewish, you get frowned upon for eating shrimp. Oh, I miss shrimp. I do, and bacon. I do. I miss bacon. Please, ladies and gentlemen, I beg of you. If next time you eat bacon, right, you just think of me, go, oh, Rabbi, I'm enjoying this for you. Because bacon, awesome. Oh, God bless you, right? Yeah, but Doctor Who was shit. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Doctor Who is shit. Oh, God. Wasn't wildly anti-Israel, and I really thought it was going to be. But was not. And then it's got really, what's the word? What's the word in the X-Files? The X-Files, you had regular episodes, they did mythology episodes, right? They had to put a bunch of mythology. Fuck off, Russell. This isn't real Doctor Who, right? This is not real Doctor Who. I mean, I find the more they put in member bearers and connections to Doctor Who, the less it's Doctor Who. You don't need to do that if it's Doctor Who because it's Doctor fucking Who, right? If it's mistily miscast Doctor Who, which he is, Judy Gatwa. Judy Gatwa, as far as I've seen him, is a one-trick pony. Let's play this super gay. All right? That's what he is. That's the only thing I've seen him be able to do. Right? That or an extra. And that's literally it. And I think I'm telling the truth. I mean, even when he played Romeo gay. Right? I mean, listen, get me wrong, Juliet was fat and ugly, but I didn't see either of them banging. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, you had Susan turn up weirdly in the middle. I recorded on the modern TARDIS set, so you should know she's coming back, right? It was stupid. It really was a member, but it was put in for clicks. It really genuinely was. Mrs. Flood, spoiler, who gives a shit, is revealed as the Rani, and that makes no fucking sense, right? She was this all-powerful mythological creature. Now she's a Rani. It's okay then. And how is she breaking the fourth wall, talking to camera all the time, right? And then she bi-generated. I'm oh, fuck off with this, Russell. No, doing it more doesn't make it better. Oh, fuckwit. Oh, Russell T. Davis is a fuckwit. And the queer world, as I displayed it just now, is degenerate. I'll show you another piece. 1 second. There we go. We're not going to mess around. More pride. I don't know what this is, but I think it's going to be bad. Yeah. This is degeneracy. This is queerness. Am I framing this incorrectly? Is this happening in Pride Parades in broad daylight in the middle of the street? Is that happening? Yeah. I don't care that it's being allowed to happen. I find it degenerate, right? I find it evil. I'm sorry. I'm going to vomit. I'm sorry. This is gross. If that's what you're selling to me, right? And it seems to me you are very hard selling that to me, right? I don't want to buy it, mate. All right, and most of the world doesn't. Most of the world isn't queer. Again, that's a very fair representation of queerness, right? It's over in Pride Parade in broad daylight. Most of the world finds that degenerate. I'm sorry. No, most of the world finds that deeply, deeply offensive and will fucking kill you for it. I'm not exaggerating, right? That, I'm sorry to talk about the elephant in the room, mate. But that's the thing. That's the thing with queer warriors. They put the elephant in the room. They dare to talk about it. Dare, because if you do, you're a bigot. Oh, did you notice? You just hate queer people existing. No, I hate this normalization and a lack of any form of public decency. That. And again, I think I represent the vast majority of views in the world. In the world, certainly, but in like the Western world as well. Certainly in England. People are like, fuck off with this. Yeah, be gay, we don't mind. Keep your dicks in front of my kids, right? Don't do your kinks with my kids. Oh, and this fantasy that everybody loves, Europe. No, we don't. Oh, fuck off. No, we don't. Oh, did the FA Cup go long? Oh, that'd be awesome if it didn't go on. I bet it did. I know. Listen, honestly, I think this is so bad, so atrocious, so relentlessly queer that this is gonna draw media attention. Right, which was good for me, but like, it's insane, man. It's genuine. I'm trying to wrap my head around every level of shitness of it. The doctor even says camp about himself, right, and like winks, and it like the science is non-existent. It's so stupid. The doctor is dumb. The doctor is evil. The doctor says, I hate you because you take revenge, and then takes revenge evilly. It's an absolute failure of an episode. Right? I think that's the way. It's a complete car crash. And this is the most expensive episode ever made. Somebody needs to take this out of Rusty Davis's hands. Right? Even though it means, a 50-year or permanent cancellation. I mean, it's a permanent cancellation. It's going to be really sad. I don't think so. I think it's got another crack at it, at the whip there, right? I think they can. I think they're going to try again. But like, but it's going to be it could easily be 15 years. All right, might be longer. It might be 5 years. 5 years, I think, is probably. What do you think the minimum is? 3 years? I think 3 years is the minimum. All right, so we're at 2028. They might have a stab at it. See how it goes in before 2030. Right, that's where I think this is. It is. Oh man, is it the shitter? Oh God, it really was. It was a painful episode to watch. Was there anything good about it? I like the bad guys, the chief villain's performance. I thought he was quite good. I was really sure they were going to make them space Jews. Maybe they were. There's a evil corporation called Poppy Honey, so that's got to tie into was it Captain Poppy? The from Space Babies. Who was in it last week, right? And apparently they took all the honey or poppies or something from their planet Hellion to make flavoring for their honey. Or so, I don't fucking know. Oh God, I'll be better tomorrow when I can do it. I mean, it was like this last week as well. Like, what the fuck's going on? There are dumb dings and the other dings. We do a ding ding. I like that. That's what last week sounded like to me. Oh God, yeah. Look, I'm sorry. Doctor Who isn't African, and Doctor Who isn't queer, right? No. That's not. I know there's this like real push to say everything other than Britishness is British. It's not, right? Britishness is British. This is white. Britishness is a very like Britain is a very welcoming and egalitarian country. People like like London used to be great because it's super cosmopolitan. That's where I grew up, right? I love that. I loved how there's all these different people crammed together in London, and it was kind of like this weird personality. It's not like that anymore. Now it's all Muslim, right? And with the Muslims go, we don't have enough rights. Oh, let's kill the Jews. Essentially, right? No. So this isn't English. I'm sorry. There's an exception. There's an acceptedness for queer life in England, but England isn't all queer. It's a tiny minority. Oh man, and there's just an inability to understand that. Right? There's a genuine. We should look at this. Where is this? There was a. I was talking about this post on X where Dan was being slandered. Let me see if I can find him. Hang on. Is he Facebook on Twitter, isn't he? I think so. Hang on. Doink. Look at this thread. Oh man. So we want to go through all this stupidity, but I think this is really genuinely worth talking about before we get into the episode. All right, here we go. Don't put this over there. We go over here. There we go. Now we go share screen, because it really shows you the diseased, insane mentality that came up with this nonsensical garbage. All right, that they put on TV tonight. All right, I think nonsensical garbage is fine. So Fraser Gregory, whoever he is, says, this is where we are now. Review bombing before the show even airs. So that's what we're saying. It's 0 week, so Doctor Who fans have to suffer two double, it seems. Look, I hate Euro. I'm sorry. And I'm not really fond of queer Doctor Who. It's a pain in the ass. Hugh Gatt was awful at it. So I'm sorry, everything that all my life experience, which is far greater than yours, has led me to think this is going to be a painful. It was more painful than I could imagine. Doctor Who. Well, it's almost time in the history of Doctor Who. Stinkers have been few more obviously destined to be so before broadcast. Absolutely right. And here's the thing: Dan is one of them. He's far more fair than I am. He's like, no, I'm going to give it a fair chance and a go, and he far more better than I am, right? And no, if only there was a clear why a renowned transphobe. How's he a transphobe? Like, I don't think women have penises, right? If you're a person with a penis who thinks you're a woman, I have no problem with that. Keep it to yourself. How about that? Why don't we all keep our little kinks to ourselves, right? Why don't we have an idea of public decency? Shall we do that? Yeah. Okay. And I literally mean wish no ill to anyone, right? If that's a phobe in your bizarre little fucked up mind, then I think it might be a you problem, baby. But again, this is it. Your you problem, your insanity. That anybody might not be completely on board for your batshit insanity, right? It's like you can't even comprehend. Well, the vast majority of the world are not on board with it. Might be shitting on this week's episode 2 weeks before they even seen it. Yeah, it's written by Juno Dawson, right? I hate to tell you, like Juno Dawson has written a book instructing children on how to make themselves available to be raped by adults, right? That's what it's called when an adult has sex with a child, right? And she goes in like real kid-friendly language how to get onto a sex app and how to find people. So my description of it, written by somebody who's encouraged children to make themselves available to be raped by adults, I don't think that's really a good fit for Doctor Who. For the avoidance of any doubt, I don't have Mr. Hadley blocked. It's the other way around. Rowan Trout. So yeah, it's Dad just doesn't want to deal with batshit stupid little children like you that hide behind avatars. I mean, like you're not worth his fucking while. Hadley's always been a twat. Says Doctor Who positivity. Oh fuck! You see that nothing is more representative of this insanity than Doctor Who positivity. Hadley's always been a twat. Yeah, it doesn't sound like you're so fucking positive, right? But where's Ben Cook weighed in? Oh, Ben Cook is such a twat. Oh, here he comes. But is he in before? I thought it was in before, wasn't he? Oh, he's such a twat. Have you destroyed any more beloved features in Doctor Who magazine lately, Ben? And again, like it's funny. He's actually learned something from me, which I thought was quite impressive. They like normally their go-to thing is slag, but I always am very positive about Ben Cook's work because generally speaking, it's quite good, right? I can't deny it. I bought his book twice. It's quite impressive, right? Ben Cook, but aging Ben Cook, who still thinks he's 20. He's been lost down that rabbit hole for a while now. The other month, he went off on Doctor Who magazine for running a 2-page piece on LGBTQ plus history month. No, it wasn't just a 2-page piece. It was a 2-page piece amongst many pieces about the queer world. You got to understand that it's not family friendly. You cannot be queer and family audience. They are. Queerness is adult sexuality. It's just what it is. Most parents don't want to expose their children to it and are uncomfortable when their children are exposed to it. Maybe you've noticed Doctor Who's ratings and everything else about it is in the shitter. Did you notice? It started to, it was already falling off a cliff, but it started to really, really when it went super duper queer. Remember that? Right. 1 second. I'm just going to important message. Where we at? Okay. Hang on. Okay, fine. A little aside, right? A little aside. Maybe how can I get these pictures? But okay, on Thursday night, right? Thursday night was bonfire night in Israel, called Lag BaOmer, right? So that's really good news. And so the goes in, comes out. But she was out, right? And then she's out for a long time, right? Over a day. I'm like, oh, something happened to her. Did you get caught on fire? She comes in and half her leg is singed, right? I was like, she's limping. I was like, oh yeah. So anyway, I just got word. The vet said we sent pictures here. Let me see if we get pictures of her. Hang on. Oh, I should do that. When was it? Let's see what the vet said. The vet said, as long as she is eating and drinking, it's not an emergency. I don't think it's an emergency. I was just a bit freaked out. We can bring it anytime this week. My daughter will call, make an appointment, hopefully for the afternoon. Yay! Here, let me see if I can find pictures. Because again, look, Doctor Who is just agonizing. Oh, come on, open up. Oh, there you go. Yeah, here we go. Hang on. Let's put this over here. If I go do that. There you go. Right, you see, she's a bit singed. She comes in on Friday night, a bit singed. I'm like, oh, what happened to you, darling? Oh. So, again, she's acting fine, but then she can't walk on that foot right now. Right? Well, although again, she hates being trapped in though, right? But anyway, so the vet said, my pussy's fine, baby. Okay, fine. Ben Cook cannot conceive how queer world cannot be for a family audience, right? Ben Cook is like, what could be, what could any reasonable person object in any way whatsoever? Let me give you another example. We got this actor. I'm scared. I don't want to like get more like bizarre. What's that one? I don't know. Maybe let's just go for one we already looked at. They are pretty pretty scary things. Maybe what's this drag one? Let's have a look at this drag one. Yeah. These people have been gaslit into thinking this is okay. Yeah, no. This is degenerate. Yes, I know people standing around cheering. These are bad people. And these are the minority. These people only do it because they're told if they don't, they're bigots and racists. Right? By weird fucks like you. Yeah, this is disgusting. This is degenerate. And carry on happily. Just not, as a performance sport for children. I mean, that's really all we're saying. No! I'm so impressed! It impresses me so much not to rub my cock in a 4-year-old's face. Well, maybe being fucking impressed then. When even... I have no idea... who's he trying to say? Why can't they ever say anybody's name? It's like Voldemort. Even when... Is that an I? I have no idea. Some Facebook group is calling him out this shit. That should probably tell him something, but it won't. Yeah, Facebook groups. Oh, right, because you're right. They're so inclusive. All right, you were so able to say, "Fuck me," that Jodie Whittaker episode of Doctor Who was shit. You didn't get any shit for that at all, did you? Your life wasn't made miserable by just mentioning what a shit show Jodie Whittaker was as Doctor Who. Fuck you, Ben Cook. Oh, Facebook says it, so it must be true. But I can't tell you the actual group because I don't want anyone to find it. And again, Ben, so much talent, so little done with his life. Oh, God. Such a shame. It's a pity because he's a talented podcaster. You see, you got that from me. A fine interview. He actually is. But lately, he's feeling more interested in culture wars than having thoughtful conversation. Because you brought the culture wars to Doctor fucking Who, right? We were fine. Not having culture wars on Doctor Who, and then you put it in. And then you shoved it in, and we mentioned it. You go, why are you obsessing about it? Because you just shut it out on my fucking chest. It's like literally this. Yeah, it's like you took a shit on my chest. And I go, what the fuck? Why are you obsessing about it? Because you took a shit on my chest, you pervert cunt. It's a pity. Again, he really thinks the theft of the issue. What, that you put it on all the time? And more a little deranged as opposed to people who question him. You mean, we'll see how deranged he looks right now. Okay. He says if the modern day Mary Whitehouse, but yes, exactly. Exactly. Why shouldn't 5-year-olds learn how to put dildos up their ass? Oh, yes. We all think that. That's just mainstream, baby. Yes. And if you're not for that, he's positioning himself as the modern Mary Whitehouse. Fuck me. That's how awful you are, right? You make me side with Mary Whitehouse. I mean, you should think about that. You're that awful, but it seems a front to come in. Prejudice in my eyes! Dan, so much he's going. So Dan hands them their ass. I'm not advocating for censorship. I'm pointing towards the lack of responsibility in editorial occupations with content topics the general public and much of the fan base are either tired or repelled by. It's evident by the amount of people not watching. Okay, there's 2 replies there. 1 second. The amount of people not watching. In your eyes, Fraser, We have some progress there. Congratulations. You may yet make it to a truly fully functional critical thinking adult one day. Deranged, half deranged. You don't have yourself out there, Dan, but you're not in your corner. I speak on matters effectively with conviction. Well, that is true. Whilst generally being classically liberal-minded, yeah, he is. I don't know. This guy's such a loser. Listen, look at me. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm a person. Nobody gives a fuck what you think, mate. Look at it. Look. No, nobody gives a fuck. Right? Genuinely, you're there as an example so I can show you what kind of fucked up weirdo thought this Doctor Who was good, right? And to basically demonstrate the problem. The problem is queer supremacy. This inability to understand that everything all the time doesn't need to be queer, right? And it's called queer supremacy in my mind, like white supremacy. A second, my wife's been really, really good. I've got to send a nice message. 1 second. That's why good Lord made emojis. Hang on. There you go. Doink. Just making sure that's not the family WhatsApp. Okay. No, good. Okay, fine. Yeah, look, this idea that everyone is queer, it's not true. I mean, not even all gay. Even gay people are a small minority of queer. Normal gay people are all queer, especially when they get in the fucking 50s, right? They're like, they don't want to stand and go, yay! For like Eurovision. Nobody gives a shit. It's too noisy. Get off my lawn. Anyway, with that, let's get to the chat, ladies and gentlemen. I think that was a reasonably fair preamble before we get to the actual meat and potatoes of the episode. Oh, God help us. I can't wait till we never have to see the Hooniverse bollocks again. Right? I am really looking forward to that. Not a fan. I like the idea initially, what they just screwed up. I guess we've got to see it 2 more weeks and then 4 or 5 episodes of... will they even put it on for the 4 or 5 episodes of the war between the land and the sea? I don't know. Anyway, so starts off... again, I mean, look, you can see they spent money on this. I will not fault them saying this looks cheap. It does. I think they spent too much money on this, and look, the real problem with this episode is not Eurovision Song Contest isn't universally beloved as they believe it to be. It just isn't. I mean, it did well on the overnight, but like so of other things, it's not like yeah, it's not something like the whole world is watching. In fact, this is like very, very insular, right? I don't see it stretching out, 1,000 years into the future. Especially as the world's going to be destroyed at the end of the week, apparently, somehow, right? But I think in its to its credit, it looks excellent. There's no need for it to look this excellent, right? So yeah, it's the first person that comes out, and they say, let's unfreeze Rylan. So. Actually, again, this is actually quite a fun little sequence. They they have his teeth. They put it in his like sparkly teeth, and he's become the presenter since since the dawn of time. Since now for some reason, like, and everybody loves it. Look, okay, it's a cute tie-in to current day stuff, but like, its finger is off the culture, the cultural pulse. Essentially, like, it seems like most people find him reasonably irritating, for good news, for good reason. I'm sure he's a nice enough guy, but like, he does strike me as a reality star who developed, who got good. So anyway, you see how packed this is. There's all these people dancing, and you got these private little clamshell boxes And they're all full apart from one where the TARDIS materializes in. Now, people were complaining that, like, well, how did the TARDIS work out to appear in the one where no one's in, right? It's just like, well, you could say the TARDIS, when it was appearing, scanned for an empty location. That much I can believe. So they step out. We've all seen this clip. He gets readings from the Vindicator. And Belinda sees it's Eurovision. They're like, yay! Oh, we love it. We are so staying. Right? Again, the whole world isn't queer, mate. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Right? The whole world isn't gay. But okay. He does have an kind of incredible pair of teeth. Ryland, I can't argue with him there. So yes, and why is Shooty so amazed? We're at the Interstellar. I'm like, whatever. So yes, then we go into the titles, and it looks like a lot of anal sphincters made out of clouds. Okay, yeah, it does look like a lot of anal sphincters. I wonder why that would be. Right, it is somewhat on message, isn't it? And then, a gushing explosion. Woohoo! Doctor Who. Wouldn't it be great if this was good? The Interstellar Song Contest by Juno Dawson. Again, this is another reason why I think it got a very... a lot of people went into it looking at it very negatively. Juno Dawson is a very dodgy person. Right? It's... let me get pictures from her book. Where was it? This over here. Oh, here we go. Doink. Hang on. Go there. I'll go over here. That goes here. Doink. Where are we up to? Okay, I want to share screen. Good luck. Juno Dawson is the definition of a groomer. Right, and not in a good way, right? But really, genuinely, the definition of a groomer. Like this, she wrote this book. This book is gay, and this is a children's book, right? And it's like the different types of gay people you come across, and like sexual instruction. I don't think this is appropriate. I'm sorry. Right, and also this has what, sex pigeons? What? Before you go any further, you'll note the word prefer sexuality and gender identity are very much about preference. As I think we all consider sex with both men and women. Yeah, again, I don't think this is okay. Well, the pros and cons of promiscuity against monogamy. Promiscuity, pros, intimacy, comfort, and your soul is connected, to somebody you love. It's an intense, high. Lack of variety, missing out. It's not, no, those aren't cons. Promiscuity, pros, freedom. No, you're not. You're a slave to your lust. You're not free at all. And variety, again, look, I both my sons got married over the last year or so, right? Since October 7th. And I'm almost positive both them and their wives were virgins when they got married. And I'm also positive that they're very likely not to get divorced because the marriages are generally speaking much stronger. Not because divorce is frowned upon. You're totally able to get a divorce, right? But it's just because the cultural context of marriage that I live in makes it a stronger institution. But the point is this: I think their sex will be better for being monogamous for a lifetime. And I think most studies say that, right? Juno, I'm sorry, right? Letting a guy come in your mouth is a safe sex no. Get away! Bumming. I like, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't want Juno Dawson teaching my kids about sex, right? I don't think he has a she has whatever, they have a healthy attitude to it, right? And again, look, I'm sorry, the queer world has just become degenerate. It didn't used to be. Now it is. And and then they just want to pretend it's not. It is. All that stuff is degenerate. Fine. So, this is a weird one as well. So for no real apparent reason, and I think that just to feel like they're good people, they cast a little person. I'm not sure which is the politically correct or the non-offensive term, right? And she does a fine job with it, but she just feels she's there to make the casting directors feel like the good people, right? This is one of the evil hellions. And again, I think they're based on the Palestinians, right? I think because they talk about how they're hated all by everybody. And I guess it's in Juno Dawson's mind, the Palestinians are hated unjustly because the evil corporate Israel took them over. And so they became terrorists, and that's why people don't like them. Maybe, right? Maybe. Ryland's giving his teeth and smile. And they have a clue, which this is going to be so it's got a huge audience of 3 trillion, whatever, some huge number. And they cue the glitter guns, and there's actually a plot point for later, embarrassingly so. And again, okay, look, this does all look like Space Euro, but like I tuned in to watch Doctor Who, right? I've never seen the wildest I want to get is William Hartnell in the Hellfire Club in the War Machines, right? More than that, not really. And Mrs. Flood's there in the audience, and she has a worse seat than the Doctor. He and Belinda have stolen some of his expensive box. Yeah, Poppy Honey, right? Someone by Poppy Honey. I thought this was connected to Captain Poppy, right? And apparently the Poppy Honey. So that we find out later the Poppy Honey is what took over the Hellions world to get their poppy flavoring or something, right? And Belinda's talking about how much she loved Euro, how her parents let her stay up late, and as long as she put pajamas on. Again, it's nice that you have all these memories about it. Nobody really gave a shit in my house or anybody's house I knew, right? It was just like this weird camp gay thing, right? And she's off. It was what's her name? Anita Dobson is being Anita Dobson. And again, now she's playing the Rani. You go, what? Because she really doesn't act like the Rani at all, right? In any way, shape, or form. Let's see if I can find a big finish for Ranis. RNI. Just looking for it. So, I mean, obviously they recast because Kate Amara's brown bread. Thinking about it. I mean, why isn't there a Rani Cell on Big Finish right now? And why are they pushing Bang Bang a Boom, their Euro story, which I will say was quite very similar and quite a bit better. Fine. So the people who own the box, they can't get in, and they're all mad about it. And again, there's just no straight couple in the universe, right? It's a couple of gay guys who are going to turn out to have the exact right skills that you need to was that coming? The exact right skills they're going to need. The plot's going to demand later. And he says we can't get those people are stolen the box, so he goes and talks to the this drone robot. Right, and the robot is being taken over, so he just ignores him and walks away, right? And the drones are all about to come to life, and they're being controlled by this guy's named Freddie Fox. Now, I thought he gave a reasonably good performance, quite frankly. It was just a very, very, very light plot. So he takes over the control room, and then he starts playing the dress rehearsal, which does have Ryland in it. Now, she's a major character. Oh, there's one cat going. How you doing, Whitey? How you doing, honey? And like, I don't understand why they didn't get like a famous singer. Like they could have got tons of people who would have done that, right? I wonder if Anita could be playing the Rani somehow, hiding herself the way the master hid like Professor Yana. Could be. So yeah, and so she's one of the stars, and she's smiling away. And so they've taken over the control room, and they force everybody out, and then they force her to give her access. The doctor notices something is up, right? The doctor says, "What's going on?" They're playing the dress rehearsal, not the live show. So something is going on, and so they getting ready to do something. Ryan is like, "What's going on?" But he knows it. Okay. This actually I quite like, right? Because this is clearly meant to be the same species as the what was it? One of the aliens in the Dalek master plan, right? There's you see the picture with Verity Lambert surrounded by them. One looked like this, and again, why isn't this a famous singer? Right, this seems to be one that you could really get people in very easily for. Right, you probably could have got Billy Piper in for a turn. Right, this seems like they've had a lot of potential to be able to get more out of this than they did. So, but okay. But of course, wearing rainbow colors. Maybe this all started with Rainbow, with Zippy and Bungle, and mostly Jeffrey. Jeffrey are always striking as being a bit darn dodgy. Maybe that's where society started to degenerate. Rod, Jane, and Freddie, and Jeffrey and Bungle. Bit of Zippy. Oh, Zippy was into the bondage. So she starts doing her song. And again, this really was a wasted opportunity, right? And as she's doing it, everybody notices everything's turning red, and the ceiling starts like bubbling and turning red, right? What's going on? So I don't understand why the Doctor at this point doesn't tell Belinda to get in the TARDIS, because it's very obvious that the glass bubble on the ceilings is about to explode. Everybody can work this out, apart from the Doctor, right? And so she, for some reason, you expect to find out why, seals up all the expensive pods, and and then the seal breaks, and everybody like pours into space and dies instantly, essentially. And the TARDIS flies off as well, but Belinda's saved because that woman with the horns puts all the things down on the expensive pod things, expensive boxes. But she loses the gravity, and they all fly off in space. And there's supposed to be like 100,000 people there. And again, yeah, look, this is a very expensive shot, but somewhat unnecessary, I think. They're like, okay, what's going on? So Ryland ends up in space and he starts to freeze up. And Belinda thinks that she's lost and alone, and that she'll never get back to her parents. Freddie Fox says, "Oh, that was good. That was darn great." And she's like, "Oh, you're a bad person, bad person." And again, I actually, if I understood, the trouble is we don't know his motivation until the end, right? We all watch Rainbow Sea Zippy, but what do you see him do, baby? So then they head to phase. This is phase 3. It surely should be phase 4. Phase 3 should have been killing everyone, right? And so they get out into the hallway and they start meeting up in like, let's say, so now it's like a disaster movie where the groups meet up. So you have like, different groups in the Poseidon Adventure. And this is quite funny. This is one of the songs. But and they but Belinda realizes she has no idea where she is or what's going on, like no clue at all. And she has no idea how far to go if she ever get back, and this woman's not nice to her. again, there's got to be singers they would have bitten their hands off for that role. What about what was it the guy from It's a Sin? What's his name? Ollie Alexander. He there's so many people they could have got in this. Oh, and it just seems bizarre. That's what this episode was really made for. So they got this scary red box thing, and it's going to do the final thing. Now, Shooty is he's been in space for a good few minutes at this point, right? How long could he survive in the? Let's ask Grok. Dear Grok, in Doctor Who to Doomsday, how long can the Doctor survive in space? Let's see if you can work this out, Grok. Doctor Simon demonstrates the ability he can survive them back in space for a limited time. During the story, the Fifth Doctor is exposed to safe by attempting to move between the Monarch ship and the space station. Time Lords have a physiology, including respiratory bypasses, that allows them to survive without oxygen for longer than humans. Unfortunately, the Doctor survives approximately 6 minutes of screen time, though the exact duration, the narrative is not explicit. About 5 to 10 minutes, right? This is much longer than that, right? This is much longer than that. And you see he's freezing up. And then it all goes Last Jedi as he wakes himself up somehow and tries to get back. The gay couple are so that's when he grabs a confetti cannon. And again, this is really a piece of ingenuity that only the Shooty Doctor could do. It's just kind of agonizing. Here, did he? Oh God! And the way he does it as well. Yeah, we'll show a quick clip.
Right.
God, I hate this show. Oh God, I hate that show. But anyway, so that he blows himself off. And if Judy could do that, he would do nothing else. Although, who wouldn't? So, and then they let him in, and he just staggers in. They should have had him fly in or something. That would have been cooler. Okay, so now we got the second group, and they're meeting up, and they're using. One's a medical technician or something, a doctor, so he can revive the Doctor. I'm a friendly gay man, and I'm black too. I'm a friendly gay man, and I'm black too, Shooty. And so he's mad that he thinks Belinda's dead. Oh, and then he has this weird vision of... One second.
So they're not...
Oh, no, okay, that was the thing blowing up. He hasn't had the visions as yet. Oh, wait, didn't he have the visions in space? I think that's what woke him up. Hang on. Let's go back and see if I can see. Is this it?
Go back.
Yeah, so he has a vision of Sarah, of Susan, for some reason. Before this, hang on. So yeah, look, he should totally be dying now.
Go back. Go back.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so it's Susan. That's the first vision he has of her. So they're building up so their red flashy box thing can do something really, really bad, right? When it gets 100%, it'll do something really, really bad. And so they're trying to work out what's going on. Oh, yeah, so they work out what's really going to do bad. It's got this awful sound in it. Grandfather, you're gay now. Apparently so. But so am I. What's going on? Right, so he's... there's this awful sound that will kill everyone. There's 3 trillion people watching, 100,000 people outside. Oh, so the Doctor has also said that the 100,000 people outside will be held in suspended animation because of the cold, and then maybe they can be revived like he was. Just, oh God. Star Trek Discovery science, right? So they discover there's this awful sound in the that they're going to release and I think kill every watching. So we got a countdown clock of it getting to 100. And it turns out that they're in the they got that expensive box because he does some archivey thing or knows something about hologram technology, and so they got it for free. I think we got another Susan.
You know your stuff.
I think we have another Susan encounter. No, not as yet. So yeah, he's like hacking. So yeah, so it says
Archive.
He's hacking it into the system because he knows it because he worked the hologram archive, and that's how we get the cameo of Graham Norton, who apparently was a bit of a cunt last night to Israel in Eurovision. Like, what's the name again? The October 7th survivor. Who's gorgeous and had a great song. She comes out and everyone's going, yeah, she's a great, and like, cheering. It's going really well. And Graham Norton said, "Oh, it's a bit of a mixed reception she's getting there. You lying little cunt. You just don't like Israel." Oh, so Graham Norton is one of the archive things they kept in, and he was actually pretty good in this. Right, and cool shooting up was like Graham Norton, the bestest ever. We love Graham Norton. Fine. So then he has more visions of Susan, and they use the comm system to hack in and talk to the bad guy, which is where Belinda finds out the doctor's alive, but the doctor thinks Belinda's dead, so he's mad and he's coming for him, right? But again, he is stupid, cruel, and cowardly. In a way that just isn't Doctor Who at all. But going back to the character of Juno Dawson, right? You can't have people who have little to no personal morality, which clearly, again, he, whatever, how would they like to be addressed? They, or whatever. Juno is clearly a groomer. Right? When you write a whole book telling you how to facilitate having sex with adults, which is called being raped, then, that's called being a groomer. Right? I am sorry, right? I'm sorry. Hang on 1 second. What was it about? In the gravity bubble has been switched off. They're allowing everyone to fly in space. What is holding everyone down on the station? Oh, very good point, Archer Collin. Thank you very much. So the doctor explained a little bit earlier, and I forgot to mention that when he was fiddling around with the gubbins in the clamshell box thing, that they were watching, he increased the mavity, not the gravity. He increased the mavity 4 times that holds them all in place. But like, they also would have been frozen to death and died of asphyxiation. Like, it's just so dumb. It really is just painfully stupid. But again, it's 2025 Doctor Who, queer era season 2, or queer era final season. We can only hope. Oh, we can only hope. So Discount House Gruber plan relies on both sound pickups out on the station and speakers on the watcher's TV, or whatever. So yes, exactly. Yeah. Again, not the greatest scientific episode. Sick of Mavity, says the soda. I was sick of it since it was first introduced. It's a stupid idea, much like By Generation. Stop with it, right? Just stop with it. Like, admit when you got something wrong, right? But if you increase the Mavity, how do they fly off? Okay, there's no logic and reason to this garbage. Fine, so she's got some connection to the bad guys, which she's obviously one of them. but she used to have horns and she cut them off, so nobody would know that she's a Hellion and she's ashamed, but she knows them. And then you get a little bit of backstory about Poppy Honey dress rehearsal. It's a again they basically stole and occupied and stole the planet for the honey flavoring. Milk and honey, maybe. Yeah, I'm really sure they're supposed to be Palestinians, right? And the evil corporation are evil Jews, right? Fine. So they decide to head to the control room as well, because that's where he thinks the doctor's going. This is the dress rehearsal where she's doing her song. And again, why didn't you get somebody famous? I don't know. Maybe she is famous. Okay, so they're nearly at 99%. Yes, we're going to wipe out 3 trillion people or 300 billion trillion people around the galaxy, and he's really happy to do that, right? The more I see this, the more I'm convinced these are supposed to be Palestinians, because they do these horrible acts, but what choice did they have? Right, that's the Juno Dawson worldview, 100%. So he turns up and he's only a hologram, which bamboozles Freddie Fox. So then he uses distraction to get his evil box and turn it off or whatever. And so then you get this really I would say sick scene. In fact, here I think I got a video of it where he uses this hollow glove to create a hollow image of himself and torture Freddie Fox, just out of cruelty. I mean, like, genuinely for no reason. It's just cruelty, right? Again, this is immoral. This is not what the Doctor would do. This is deeply, deeply immoral. But again, you can't have morality plays written by people who are immoral. And Juno Dawson is an immoral person. By definition. So he's just doing this because he thinks that Belinda's dead, right? And then you have Susan telling him to stop, and eventually Belinda turns up and tells them to stop. And again, this is not, I think they're trying to recreate the scene in Dalek, right, where Rose confronts the Doctor. Let me see if I can pull that up, because that was done really well. But yeah, that's what it seems to me. Let me see if I can grab that. Doctor Who, Night Doctor. Season 1, Dalek. The bit where he meets the Doctor turns up with a gun, right? Now this is actually a really good scene. That looks a bit suspect.
Get out of the way! Rose, get out of the way now!
So I get, well, firstly, it's Christopher Eccleston, who's a great actor, right? But this is the moral ambiguity in which I love about Doctor Who. And the moral ambiguity comes from it being very, very clever, right?
Because I won't let you do this.
That thing killed hundreds of people.
It's not the one pointing the gun at me.
I've got to do this.
Right? So it seems to me that that's what they're trying to recreate. Maybe it's something original. Right? It's not Time Lord Victorious. It's just not the Doctor, right? At all, right? It's like, oh, but yeah, you're a bad person, right? You're a bad person. So then they meet up again, and I can't remember. They just go. So then the Doctor saves the day by his gay best friend who's great at holograms, makes a tractor beam out of a hologram, and the first guy they suck back in is Ryland, who's used to being cryogenically frozen. Then they use his cryopod to revive him somehow, and out he steps. And there's 100,000 other people. So they say, yeah, let's do that with everybody, right? And it's just kind of ridiculous, right? I did the math. What was it again? It was at 694. But okay, so let's say they started doing the... 1 second. 694, but let's say they're able to do it in groups of 10, right? Through the... 1 second. What is this? Copy. I got to translate this. Everything is difficult. I just saw the Pope's being inaugurated. I have to tell you, I with knowing not much about it, I do like this new Pope. I think he's he seems to be a pretty okay person. Oh, fine, that's nothing. Oh yeah, I was looking at how long it. So here, calculator. Okay, 694 days. So let's divide that by 10. Let's say they can do it in batch of 10. That's still over 2 months, right? This is going to take, right? It's just ridiculous. So they bring her back, and then they do the Interstellar Song Contest, and the woman sings a song about poppies and losing her land. I'm surprised that the flowers aren't more like red, black, and green. All right, so she sings about that, and it goes, "Oh, it's so nice. Let's everybody kiss and make out. Let's make a teepee at the desk." And I do not remember who he is at all, that bloke. Did they say anything?
Take care now.
Whatever. So they head off into the sunset. Let's see if they can get her home, I guess. Fine. And then this is actually a good scene. So she has an encounter with the what's it called again? The Graham Norton hologram, and he tells her that the world is destroyed on May 24th this week, right? A week to go. Sorry, Archer Corin is having a breakdown again. Sorry, made a tractor beam out of a hologram projector. You have to be missing some context by just listening to reviews. The writing can't be. No, that's true. They actually did. No, they actually did that. Right? 100%. 100% they did that. David Marlin said the show is so obsessed with diversity it ended up appealing up to no one. Who is it being aimed at? Them. Nobody them. So they said the world's going to be destroyed next week, and they don't know why, right? So off they go to it, and then the TARDIS turns red, and you get a what's it called again? The cloister bell sounding. And look, the more they hold on to member berries of the classic show, the less it appears like the classic show, right? And outside there is was it May 24th, 2025. So the titles then start, but don't last long, as you have the final person comes out of cryo freeze, and it's Mrs. Flood, and she's like, that's deadly for Gallifreyans. They froze my brain stems or something. And then she starts glowing, and you think she's going to regenerate. And here.
Think of some famous last words. How about let battle begin?
So was it Archie Punjab, whatever her name? She's really good, right? Genuinely, she nails the essence of the Rani, like the superiority, right? Anita Dobson, love her. I actually love it. She's more the meddling monk, right? But yeah, let's get a bit of a performance.
Oh, must we? How inelegant. Oh, I'm ever so sorry, man.
So yeah, and he's also very subservient to the new Rani.
Evidently.
But how did you... Are you both the same person?
Unfortunately, yes. Our name is Virani.
Somebody said, "Oh, she's racial." Oh, I don't care about that. I mean, Rani is an Indian word. Mid-credit scene ripping on the MCU now. Yes, right. Is the Anita Dobbs is too sugary to play the Rani? You're absolutely right. Like, and she probably could have done it, but she'd just been playing it as a batty old lady, right? And so they're going to let battle commence, and off they go, right? So here we come to the finale. Hang on, where is it? Yeah, the finale has the Holy Trinity. 1 second, let me share the screen. I'm going to share screen. It's a Chrome tab. And again, she looks very good in the role. I think she's way better than Anita Dobson, honestly. Anita Dobson looks a bit, but again, she's a bit bonkers to play the Rani, right? That could be a good threesome. That's all I'm saying. And then this is two parts of the Holy Trinity, right? You have the Rani, both versions of the Rani, and the evil Conrad. There's a third part. So who's that going to be? Who knows? I guess we'll find out next week. But like, does anybody really care? I don't think so, right? I really generally don't think so. Here, let's see what Russell had to say about it. He's going to try and build up hype. There we go. Doink. Next week, which world? Enemies old and new unite as the Doctor faces the unholy Trinity. There's only 2/3 of the Trinity. The two Ranis as one, because I say so. That's fair enough. And the third is lying away 160 years away. So stand by. This is the big one. The first of the two-part finale, series finale, not season finale. The Pantheon is stirring. Old friends are helpless. And the whole of reality is in danger as we hurtle towards May 24th in the Rana's most terrifying experiment yet. Pity the fate of poor Frau Zufel, I don't. And remember, the message is calling across time and space. Tables don't do that. Okay, no, tables don't do that either. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Are you trying to excite me? Because it's not working, darling. It's not working. However, this was a good week for Doctor Who, right? For the ratings. This is funny. Doink. So this week, the overnights are higher than they've been the whole season, right? And again, you've had the defenders of this. Again, if you're calling it a queer era, the queer world is degenerate now. It's not like it used to be, right? It's so, degenerate Who, whatever. So it got the best ratings whatsoever. So the detractors the defenders of it, actually, I'm a detractor, are all correct. Yes, it was the Euro theme. People love the queerness. No, they don't. It had a lead-in of the FA Cup, and it was the thing on before Euro. People just left the TV on. You got probably over 1 million viewers just because of that, right? The proof of the pudding will be the catch-up, which I think will be no higher than 1.3. I think more likely 1.2. So it'll still come out at 3.8, which is pathetic, right? Absolutely pathetic. In fact, let's 1 second. Doctor Who ratings. If we look at the overnights, let's count how many have been lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, it's 11th lowest rated episode. Let's have a look. It might be more. Ratings. Come on. Ratings. we go. Yeah, this was it. So you're gonna yeah. Oh no, there's another one. What was that? What was this one? 2021, 2022. Oh, that's the three special. So that's Legend of the Sea Devils. It's the 12th lowest rated one, beat only by 11 more awful ratings from the current era. Right? It hasn't done well. And again, it was the lead in to from the FA Cup and before Euro. Yeah, if somebody watches it for 2 minutes, they count it as a view. So people turn on a couple of minutes before Euro, people turned off a couple of minutes after football, and that's how they got the big rating. Next week's rating will really tell. My guess is, I think well, let's have a look at the Radio Times. See what's up against. There you go. Friday, Saturday. Oh, it's before then. Hang on. Doink. Blankety blank. Blankety blank. It's so it's 6:50. It's up against Britain's Got Talent semi-final. I don't think it's going to do so well. So I kept okay. My guess next week's ratings probably between 1.4 and 1.6. Probably more 1.4. Right? I think the consolidated for this will be 3.8. I think last week the consolidated, which we'll find out in a couple of days, will be 2.9. Right? So 2.9 and 3.8. That's what I think it's going to be. 2.8, 2.9. We'll find out. But next week's the one, right? It's to see if people this made. No, it didn't. And look, from what we can tell, Doctor Who is pretty much over, right? So this was, I believe this was on Dan's channel a few months ago. They might have just listened to what Dan said, right? Or be hearing it from the same sources. Doctor Who's next two series are already written, despite Disney funding cuts. Yeah, no, Rusty Davies went ahead and wrote them. That much I believe. Somewhat on spec because he thought it all work out okay. Despite a big pause until 2027 to allow for the next run to be filmed, Doctor Who will not end with the current season, as has been rumored. So, are you saying it's going to air in 2027, and they're going to film it from now? I mean, that means there'll be a Christmas special in 2026. I would have thought. Right, but if they're pausing production till 2027, then we won't be seeing anything till 2028. Right, okay. Shooting Gatware may be leaving, and Disney funding could be withdrawn. But Doctor Who will continue on BBC One, according to insiders. Well, here's what I think. I think there are many different camps in the BBC, right? And this is certainly one camp. Rumors are swirling that the plug will be pulled altogether if Disney decides to end its co-production deal. I know they've already been very, very clear. Of course, the BBC, they're probably lying through their bloody teeth. But they've always been very, very clear that they, that they intend to continue with or without Disney's backing. That much I believe, right? And I think, they'll just make it a bit cheaper. I mean, look, one of the big things is, for Disney, it has to be 4K. It's got to be like, for BBC, it's like 2K, right? Archie Connor says, actually, I think depending on how the BBC will show it, the ratings for the final episode will be telling. You're actually right. That is true. Says Archie Collin. We don't have to. There's also the sci-fi series generates £100 million, 100 million for the BBC through global licenses, blah, blah, blah. Claim that Shomron has already planned the next two seasons. Well, I believe that, right? Having almost finished this scripts for season 16 with stories, was the 17th worked out. But if shooting's not continuing, are those scripts workable? Oh, why do you look like such a twat? Just dress normally for once. It's also claimed that Disney parts, it might not have as a big impact as feared by some fans. Because this huge chunk of the extra budget, up to 10 million per episode, is spent on technical tasks of picture quality to the level where it wouldn't be necessary if it reverted to the BBC standard. Yeah, it's just saying that BBC is standard 2K and Disney stands 4K. Does that really cost 10 million? Man. One source claimed that the reason the show that first ended in 1963 has huge loyal global audience is unrelated to the cash injection from Disney. Well, yeah, but they didn't carry out the order. You smug twat. You smug twat, Russell. That's who you are. When Doctor Who began the partnership with Disney, there was additional funding in place. Doctor Who was an expensive show to make, with the effects budget taking up a significant part of the overall spend. So if Disney were to withdraw its funding, and again, it's money badly spent mostly. Look at the TARDIS set. There wouldn't be a significant impact on production, as some fans think. The TARDIS set is still standing in Cardiff. Or if a new Adventures, I wish we got a new TARDIS set. BBC is where do you go? All right, why is this scrunched down the bottom? BBC has been producing the show since 2023. It's long been known a lengthy hiatus will come after the series finishes later this month. So, okay, maybe they're going to be. It looks like they're going to be renewed, but not by Disney. But it looks like they're going to be renewed by the BBC, according to this. It seems to me the thing that will make most sense is just stop and give it a couple of years to breathe, right? Find a new showrunner. But look, again, if Russell is continuing and this is 2027, it's back in, I'll cover it. But it's not. I don't care what they do. This is not Doctor Who, Whether or not Disney stays, expectation is the show will continue. Yes, there will be a gap while the scripts are finished and finalized and the episodes are filmed and the editing process takes place. But we'll be back. It won't be forever, just a big pause. It can't be big enough, baby. Big pause with a new actor, right? Disney said at the outset the decision over renewed funding would only be made once his second season's there, which means that they've already thought about it and it's not going to happen. Right? Yeah, it's not happening. Overnight ratings are lower than last year's, but Doctor Who's brand remains the most popular on the BBC iPlayer. Well, now you chase away everybody. With the series looking set for an average of 4 million. Once the 28-day figures, fuck off. Bullshit. Russell's already dropped hints of what's going on there. Well, his biggest hint is that he's leaving and someone's going to bring it back a different time. Yeah, look, I think this was one plan. I hope it's not the plan that happens, right? I really hope it's not the plan that happens. By the way, this might be where the rumor the rumor is that the Doctor's studio gap is going to regenerate or bigenerate, whatever bullshit is going to be, into Billy Piper, of all people, right? And leave that on a cliffhanger. So it could be this. BBC announces Doctor Who special with a returning David Tennant, Billy Piper, and more. So this is just Doctor Who Unleashed, covering 20 years of the show's return. I don't know. She could have been in because she's filming Doctor Who, right? After the season climactic again, it's great to celebrate 20 years. So she could be in it, right? She could regenerate. They could regenerate in Billy Piper if she's in the special that's going to be after the finale. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like something that would happen, but I don't know. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.